Coach, your season off and running, and we're here just a couple of nights ago. The new PPL Center lost to highly ranked Villanova, but certainly gave them a heck of a battle. Your thoughts on what happened here with your basketball program on Friday night?
Well, I thought it was an excellent game. What a great atmosphere to be playing basketball here in the Lehigh Valley. We had a strong contingency of people who came out that really enjoy basketball, that really like the game, the sport. We have Villanova grads and Villanova fans. We had Lehigh fans, Lehigh grads, and the atmosphere was electric. Fortunately for us, Lehigh put on quite a show. That game came to the final moments before it was decided. And to be honest with you, we had control of that game for a long period of time.
That's what everybody else is interested in. I'm more interested to know how your attire was compared to the dapper Jay Wright. How'd you match up with him?
That was a challenge. That was a challenge. We had two major challenges, or actually three: handling the press, getting the ball off the glass for our rebound, and then my opportunity to showcase my personal fashion skills. Jay Wright is a handsome guy. That's all I know. So fortunately, we've got some pretty good players to divert attention to the court.
I know there's a young lady seated over there that'll think otherwise in your corner as well, too. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from Friday night, and it was certainly an electric atmosphere. The PPL Center seating over 8,500 for the basketball game. You guys going through your warm-ups, your first game of the year, trying to kind of put the last year behind you, playing a nationally ranked team. You got off to a great start in this game. This is one of the early possessions. Do a really great job of sharing the basketball. You actually led 10-4 early in this one.
Yeah, we came out ready to play. I like the way our team established a presence with the right type of mentality, the right type of mindset to go out and be aggressive.
Getting a look there at Miles Simulton, raising up and hitting the three. Then later on in the ballgame, Cole Renninger, a young man who gave you some good minutes, hard to the basket there. And then the captain, Corey Schaefer, is going to come up with a nice play here, a little fall away to knock that one down. I want you to talk about this next possession. You have to be pleased with the way your guys share the basketball on this one. 4 of the 5 guys touch and you wind up scoring.
Well, it's signature for our team. We want to be able to play that way. Make extra passes, share the basketball. Those were two very unselfish teams on the floor. Villanova prides themselves on sharing the ball. We do the same. And if we can have that type of consistency and have multiple people touch it, I like our odds on offense.
Well, and there you got to see, look at the fans, and they were still very much into the ball game by the final whistle there. But, Coach, you play a nationally ranked team. They came in ranked number 12, and as we're doing this show, they're on right now taking care of Maryland Eastern Shore, and really having their own way with it. But what do you hope to gain out of that? What do you gain as a program and as a basketball team for this year out of an 11-point loss to Villanova?
Well, I really think it helps build our confidence. We understand that we can play with anybody. Villanova, at the time of our game, was ranked 12th in the country. This is a team that is very dynamic, very experienced, and yet our young team, and we are still a very young team, went out there and went toe-to-toe with them. We did it for a longer period of time. We learned a little bit about ourselves. We understand that every possession is very valuable, and I think it's a great opportunity for our younger players to learn how to maintain their focus for a long period of time, which is exactly what's needed. And to be honest with you, had we perhaps been had full strength as far as minute opportunities, even with some foul difficulty, perhaps our turnovers would have been a little bit lower. Perhaps our rebounding margin would have been a little bit less, and we could be talking about an upset.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you talk about the 23 turnovers. They led to 31 Villanova points in essence. And then the other one, the 19-4 offensive rebounds, that in essence are the two key stats that cost you the game.
Well, when you ultimately play up in talent, and Villanova being a Big East team, the athleticism that they have is at a very high level. The size they have is at a very high level. It makes their offense so much better. It makes their defense, including their press, so much more formidable. and then obviously closing out possessions and getting that defensive possession by getting that rebound is critical. But I thought our defense was really strong. It was really solid. I would like to see us be able to finish out the possession a little bit better, and if it weren't for those turnovers, I think the shooting percentage would have been considerably lower as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at another one of the individual players that you talked about. Austin Price was sensational. He scored 24 total points in 32 minutes. He did turn the ball over 6 times, but he was a member of the all-rookie team a year ago as a sophomore now. What did you like about what he gave you in your first game of the year?
Well, Austin was very dynamic. I love the way he played with an aggressive mentality. Here on the clip, you could see him going hard to the basket. Last year, he was a little bit more of a jump shooter. This year, he's attempting to make those plays off the dribble, and if we could get that wing score settled, I think that will make a huge difference for our team as we progress.
Sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He wound up 10 for 17 on field goals, 4 of 7 on his threes. He had 3 steals. I mentioned his 6 turnovers, but he gave you 32 minutes of action. Is that something we can look forward to from him looking forward, or was that a problem with the foul trouble?
Well, I really think we were riding a hot hand. Austin played a terrific game. We wanted to give him the chance to be out there on the floor. I would like to reduce his minutes slightly, but if he gives us that type of contribution, we want him out there on the court. There's no doubt about it. But our season is long. We want to win our individual games, but we're also building towards something that is a long-term result, and a Patriot League championship is ultimately a goal.
Love that beautiful left-hand finish that he just finished off that play with there. What did your players think of the experience to come here?
They really enjoyed it. You know, they loved the chance to play and represent the Lehigh Valley. I think they took pride in that, understanding that this is where our school is located. We have a contingency of people that really enjoy the game of basketball, and they wanted to be able to give them the show. You know, being able to represent Lehigh and have that name across your chest is really special. But being able to do it in your hometown, to invite new people that may not have come to Stabler Arena to watch you play, is something that's even more special.
You have shared with me the impact of some of the freshmen that you are hoping to be relying on this year. One of them is Karan Ross, who we're going to take a look at right now. Now, he was limited, but he was the one man you're talking about because of foul trouble. What was your impressions of him in his first go-around as a college basketball player?
The future is very bright. Karan Ross is electric. He makes the right plays. He has a great feel for the game. He seemed to be able to control the pace and the tempo of that game out there, despite being a freshman, despite seeing full court pressure. I was really pleased. Unfortunately, that clip right there, they called an offensive foul, and that led to some additional foul trouble. But this is a young man I think we're going to be able to count on very heavily as we move forward, and he's going to produce at a high level.
Comes out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, where he guided them to a 6A state championship. He was the most valuable player of the tournament as his senior, but he had his program in that state championship game every year he was there. How does that help him in terms of his progression into coming into his college play? He's played an awful lot of big games.
Number 1, Karan Ross is a winner. Number 2, he's been very well coached. Number 3, he's been on big stages before. All those things combined to a pretty electrifying player who can produce very early in his career.
Well, you know, you've been very good with those first-year players. I'm looking at for the last 8 years, the Mountain Hawks have had the Rookie of the Year in the Patriot League. We're talking about guys like Marquise Hall in 2007, Rob Kiefer in 2008, and some guy named C.J. McCollum in 2010. And, of course, Tim Kempton was that guy last year. You got to be excited about what this guy can do for you as well.
Well, we've recruited very well. Our assistant coaches have worked very hard. They've built the right type of relationships, and our university stands for itself. It's a great place, and it's very attractive. Because of that, we've had an outstanding run. 4 of the last 8 Rookie of the Years is almost unprecedented. And trust me, these guys make me a better coach.
Tim Kempton right here, 2013 Patriot League Rookie of the Year. He's out of Scottsdale, Arizona, just a sophomore. This was his 7th career double-double. He was 6 for 13 in field goals, 15 points, 10 boards. He played a team-high 34 minutes. How do you judge that in terms of what you want out of your big guy this year?
Well, I love his production and I love his performance. He's been an interior anchor for us where we can get point production from him with his back to the basket. but now his game is expanding a little bit more. He's working out from the low post. He's facing up. He's able to hit the perimeter jump shot, and he's also able to make plays off the dribble. Tim is an underrated passer. His turnover numbers from last year will go down, but his feel for the game is pretty high, and I really like what he can do on the floor in addition to scoring with his back to the basket.
Last thing on the Villanova game, you can't be happy with 4 for 10 from the free throw line.
No, that's a major issue and a major problem for us. We need to be able to convert on the line. When you step up and play against top flight competition, you cannot leave possessions empty. Turnovers are empty possessions, missed free throws are empty possessions, and we need to make sure that we do a very good job at that free throw line because those points are free. We can control that. We will continue to work on that, and I think we have good shooters. They just need to be able to relax and play with that type of confidence.
On the other end of it, they were 15 for 24. Can we look into that as there's a senior experienced team that you were playing against and you guys pretty young and inexperienced?
Well, I think there's a lot of different factors. You're playing in a new venue. You're playing in a situation where the depth perception is a little bit off. Our players might be used to one type of arena where there's not as much depth behind the goals. When there's that much depth behind the goals, it plays with a shooter's depth perception a little bit. Obviously, you have a huge stage. You have fatigue that played a little bit of a factor because some of our players logged a few more high minutes than maybe we would normally like. So you have a combined effect. And we've been pretty solid from the free throw line. We're going to need to be in order to be a championship caliber type of team, and I think we will be.
Maybe these new rims at the PPL Center just need a little breaking in, a few more basketball games. Of course, you shot the ball pretty well, over 50% of the game. You're watching.